Hello and welcome to my channel, Talisman Tarot. In this reading I want to ask the cards and Spirit directly through channeling about what makes you so attractive, what do people find attractive about you. And so I have 7 groups that you can choose from. This will be group number 1, this will be group number 2, this will be group number 3, this will be group number 4, this will be group number 5, this will be group number 6, and this will be group number 7. And so I will ask you to use your intuition and choose the group that speaks to you the most, the group that catches your eye, and that group will be your group. And if you need any more time to choose, you can always just pause the video, but if you don't, I'll just move on to the reading. Hello, group number 1. You chose these archetype oracle cards, and I will start with some channeling and then I will shuffle the cards. So, okay, group number 1. What makes group number 1 so attractive? What do people find attractive about group number 1? I am getting something about braids, braids in the hair. So maybe you have braids, but that could also just symbolize that people see that you actually take care of your hair and that you do a lot of stuff to make your hair look really pretty. So like even if you don't do even if you don't style your hair, you might be really good at conditioning it and making it look very healthy. I think people see your hair as really healthy for some reason, like very shiny, very healthy. But I'm also getting something about your personality here. I think people see you as very bold, very, like, you're not afraid of speaking your mind. You're not afraid of making some enemies if you have to, like if that's the sacrifice that you have to make in order to speak your mind and share your opinion and voice your opinion, then you would rather become unpopular than be fake. Like I think people do notice that you're not fake at all, that you're very honest and you don't sugarcoat anything, you don't filter anything out because it's inappropriate or because it's an unpopular opinion or something. So I am getting that people generally see you as very bold and brave too. Very courageous, but also someone with a lot of confidence, since maybe you don't feel like you have a lot of confidence, but other people do sense that about you because you aren't afraid of speaking your mind, and to many people that is considered very confident. And so even if you feel like you lack some self-confidence and like you don't want to be the center of attention, and maybe you don't like to draw attention to yourself, but you do in a way with the fact that you share your opinion about stuff, even if it's unpopular. Poet. Okay, so people see you as a poet. So there is something about you being very good at expressing yourself. Maybe some people have seen or have read some of your writing, like maybe you've written something and posted it on social media or something, and some people have seen it, and I think people see you as someone who's good at expressing yourself, expressing and being poetic, expressing soul insights in symbolic language. And so maybe you are also good at symbolism and metaphors and analogies and stuff like that. Maybe you have also read a lot of literature, read a lot of classical books, like books that like Shakespeare. And maybe people also see you as kind of cultural, very that you know a lot of maybe also just that you're very knowledgeable. You know a lot of stuff. Yeah. I know that's kind of vague, but I guess I'm vague today. So, but athlete reversed. So I think people see it. Some people find it attractive that you're not athletic. So some of you might be a bit more on the softer side. You might be built a bit softer, and yeah, you might have some curves, and I think people find that really attractive. So what's so attractive about group number 1? The people who chose group number 1, what's so attractive about them? Okay, beggar reversed. And so that kind of makes me think that people see you as like the reversed of the opposite of a beggar. So you might be very generous. People see you as someone who doesn't want any handouts. You pay for your own drinks when you go out, and you don't want any help from others, but you're really willing to help other people out. And so people might see you as kind of this generous, maybe a bit self-sacrificing type who is always up to helping others, but rarely accepts any help for themselves, and so for yourself. So guide. So I think some people find it really attractive that you are you're good at giving advice to people. You're really good at listening. I'm getting that you're a good listener. When people tell you their problems, you invest in their problems. Like you really listen to what they have to say, and you pay attention to all the details so that you can give them the best advice possible. And so you actually make an effort. Like if someone comes up to you and confides in you with their problems, then you are then you pay attention. You and you try to guide them in the best way possible. And so I think people see you as a guide, and they see you as someone they trust. Like they trust your opinion on stuff. People trust that. Also trust that you know what you're talking about. Like you never just talk about anything without completely knowing all the details about it first. Like you really you research things first, and you do your research, you do your homework, you always make sure that you have all the information before you give that information over to someone else. And so I think people see you as someone they can come to if they have a problem, because you always know what to do. And I think people see that as really attractive, that you can guide people, that you can give people, that you are this great source of information about just about anything. So yeah. And with the owl here, like I think people just see you as very knowledgeable. So yeah. With a child wounded reversed, this can mean two things or three things for me. It can mean that people are attracted to the fact that you seem to come from a good place, like you were brought up right. You seem to have a very solid foundation. But I'm also getting that maybe some of you didn't actually have a solid foundation. Maybe you didn't have a very safe and secure childhood, but somehow you managed to get past that and get through that and get to the other side, and now you're even stronger than ever, and maybe even because of what you've been through, you have a lot of experiences that you've learned from that other people haven't experienced, and so they don't necessarily know what you know. And so like when you give advice to people about, like when you give life advice to people, it might be really good because you actually know what people are going through, because you have maybe been through the same as other people, and so you know what they are going through. But I'm also getting that maybe you work with, some of you might work with children, or maybe you're just really good at interacting with children, and maybe you're good at spotting the child who needs help, like who needs assistance, and so you might have a good eye for catching like that one person in the background who's hurting, like and it doesn't have to be a child, like but maybe like when you're out socializing, out at a party somewhere, you might be really good at noticing that person in the background who needs help, like, and maybe other people don't notice that person, but you're really good at like spotting, okay, who needs my assistance right now. And so and I think people find that really attractive. I think people see how you see them, like people are very attracted to how you notice everyone and you notice people's needs. You have a good eye for noticing people and seeing them, and not just seeing the mask that they put on, but also seeing the person underneath the mask. So yeah. But I think that's all I have for you, group number 1. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 2. You chose this Rider-Waite tarot deck, and so I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle the cards for you. So, okay, group number 2. Group number 2. What makes group number 2 so attractive? What do people find attractive about group number 2? I am getting something about stones, and that makes me think of gemstones. So maybe some of you wear a lot of jewelry, or maybe not a lot, but maybe you just wear some jewelry, and people do notice that, and people find that attractive. You might also know a lot about gemstones and crystals. You might have a lot of knowledge on the subject, and you might talk about it. Some of you might talk about it with a passion, and I think that passion is very attractive to some people. But I think it's mostly women who find that attractive, though. But I am getting that some women around you actually find it attractive. And so there are some women here who have a good eye on you. It's not necessarily that they are, I don't know. There are some women here. Yeah. So you could be a male, or you could be a female, but there might just be other females who find you attractive. And of course, it doesn't have to be sexual. So like people can just yeah. But for some reason, I'm getting that there are more women who are attracted to you than men, and I don't know, but I was also like with the stones, that I was picking up on something about stones that also makes me think of stepping stones, like in a career sense. And so I think people also find it attractive that you're on a path, like you're on a career path, and you're stepping up, you're trying to step up, and step up the ladder in some kind of career sense. Like I think people see you as someone who could potentially make it career-wise, and become a big shot in whatever field that you're in, because you're very talented at whatever you do, or people see you as talented. So I want to ask the cards, what makes group number 2 so attractive? Temperance. So I am getting that some people might, there might be something about drinking here. You might go out drinking a lot, or maybe you used to do that a lot. I am getting that many people find you attractive when you're drunk, or when you're out partying. Maybe you change your personality a bit when you're drunk versus when you're sober. And so maybe some people also are attracted to the duality to your personality, where you might, and that can be intensified by alcohol, where you might be a bit withdrawn when you're sober, but then you're very outgoing when you're drunk, or there could also be some other duality here, where sometimes you're very silent and sometimes you're very talkative, or sometimes like there could just be some mood swings here, and for some reason I think people find that kind of attractive, because they never really know what to expect from you. They never know what kind of mood you will be in. And there's also something about when you're moody, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think some people actually find you attractive when you're a bit moody, because maybe you're kind of funny when you're moody. Like you might get some really dark humor, or you might get very sarcastic when you're moody. I'm also getting like the Hank Moody vibe from Californication. So there could be something about you being very sexy when you're a bit chaotic, or when you might have a chaotic personality sometimes. Maybe also a bit self-destructive, and that's not sexy, but some people find that sexy. I find that sexy too. So I get it, but I shouldn't, and no one should. But there is some charm to it. It is, yeah, it is a strange thing, but let's see what else comes through. I was also getting something about bricks when I was thinking of the stones. There's a whole theme here, but yeah. So when I think of bricks, I think of a brick wall, and that makes me think of someone who's very guarded. So there might also be something about you being a bit guarded sometimes, not letting people in, and for some reason some people find that attractive as well. And like people like it when they have to force information out of you, because yeah, I don't know why, but it keeps people wondering. It gives you that mysterious vibe. So, but let's shuffle and see. Okay, so the world here, there is something very worldly about you, very, like there's a big potential here, or people see this potential in you, that you could potentially become very successful, maybe internationally successful as well. There could also be something about languages. Maybe you're really good at languages, at speaking different languages. And there could also be something about traveling. Maybe you have traveled before to maybe maybe you haven't traveled the world, but you might have traveled to a place that is very interesting to people. Like maybe you went on a vacation to Cuba or somewhere that people find interesting, like somewhere that's very different from our culture or from the culture that you have, or Himalaya or India or Tibet. With the Four of Pentacles, there's also something. That's kind of what I was picking up on before. I think people find it really attractive that you're very guarded, that you're not giving a lot of yourself, like you're not sharing a lot of information about yourself, which makes you kind of mysterious to people. And I think people like that you're kind of guarded and withdrawn. And maybe you also withdraw at like at interesting times where it seems a bit dramatic to people. Like sometimes you might be like in a conversation with someone and then you withdraw from the conversation, and you leave people wondering, oh, why did that person withdraw? Like there, I don't know. But that's all I have for you, group number 2. I hope this reading was entertaining or helpful or whatever. And if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3. You chose the alcohol tarot. And I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle the cards. So, okay, group number 3. The people who will choose group number 3, what's so attractive about them? What's so attractive about group number 3? I am getting something about you being a believer in something, like maybe religiously. So there is something about maybe also spirituality, like you're maybe very into spirituality, or religion, or just religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs in general. Maybe you're also the type who believes in a lot of different things. Like you're maybe one of those who believe in everything. And I believe in everything to some extent. Like there are limits to my beliefs, but I do believe that I do believe in everything until proven otherwise. And of course, there are certain things that are more believable than other things, but I think people find it attractive that you're very open to everything, like to you're open to hearing new theories, or different theories. Like you're probably also very interested in philosophy, like you're very open to hearing about different points of views and different ways of seeing the world and different beliefs, and like you're very tolerant as well. Like you don't just you're not mean about it. Like if someone comes up to you and tells you that they believe in some alien theory, and like first of like when you like you don't turn it down like instantly. Like you want to hear them out. Like if they believe in lizard people, you would rather want to hear like why they believe that, and you want to hear the arguments for it, and you want them to explain it to you like in detail, so that when they have explained it properly, then you can make a decision about it. Like then you can either turn it down or believe in it. But you want to hear people out, and you want to know. Like you're very eager to know new things, like, and you want to hear about new things, and you want to hear theories. Like you want people to explain things to you. You want people to explain their beliefs and get them to change your mind. Like I think you're very mutable. You're not stubborn at all. You're not you're not strong in any belief, but you believe in a lot of things, which makes you a strong believer in everything. But you don't have one thing that you strongly believe in, and so you're very open to everything, and people can, and you're very open, very interested in changing your mind. If people can change your mind, you welcome them to do that, because it is in your interest to get your mind changed, because you find it interesting and you love to change your beliefs. If someone comes up to you and can prove something to you, or can make a good argument about something, then you find that very interesting. And with the sun here, I think people also find it really really attractive that you're so positive. Like you're very, you might not see yourself as a very positive person. You might even see yourself as a bit like on the negative side. But other people see you as very positive, and it's mostly because you're so tolerant and you're so eager to like to hear people out. You're and you're so open to different opinions, different beliefs, different arguments about stuff, like different theories, and people see that as you being very optimistic and positive and tolerant, and I also think there might be something about the sun. Like when the sun hits you, you become very attractive. There could be something about your hair being some kind of color, where when the sun hits your hair might turn more red or something. And I think people find that really attractive when you change, when your hair color changes in the sun, or when your eye color changes in the sun, or yeah. but I'm also getting that people just see you as someone who's not afraid of socializing. You might not be like the biggest extrovert in the world. Some of you might even be introverts, but I think you are very eager to do social stuff. You like being around people. Even if you don't talk that much, then you still love to be around people and hearing people's stories and listening to people talk about things that they are passionate about. Like digging into people's histories, like stories, their family history, or getting to know people. I think you're really. I think people are very attracted to the fact that you are so curious about everyone. Like you want to know a lot about everyone. Like you ask a lot of questions, and you listen a lot to people, and you give people your time. Like you're very generous with your time. You enjoy to hear people's stories, because maybe some of you always wanted to be a writer when you were a child, and maybe you still do. And so the whole thing about hearing people's stories, like it's something that's very interesting to you, because maybe you also feel like it's like you're doing research in a way, like you're getting inspiration to your future books, like the books you want to write. And so when you're listening to other people's stories, it's inspiration for you in some way. So 9 of Swords. There is still something where maybe some people see you as a bit of a mystery, but I think they find that kind of attractive. Like you are maybe more of the listening type, the listener. You might not share that much, but you want to know a lot about others. But you end up knowing a lot about everyone, but maybe people don't know that much about you, and so you might leave people wondering, like, but who are you? Like, you now you know everything about me, like, but what's the deal about you? Like, so maybe people see you as a bit of a mystery, someone they haven't completely figured out, even though you have figured them out, because you've been so curious about their story, but you might not have shared your own. So there could be a bit of like a disharmony between, or an imbalance between give and take here, where you take a lot of, like, you're like a sponge, and you draw in like information about others, like and you do it effortlessly, and you do it like without any limit. Like there's no limit to your sponginess. Like you just draw more and more information in about others, but you don't share that much to other people, and that might make people. Some people might find it a bit uncomfortable and feel like you may need to share more about yourself, so that there's a balance in give and take here. People feel like you know them, but they don't know you. But I think some people might find that they lack some information about you. But other people, I think, they find it very attractive that they don't know everything about you, and they feel like that actually what makes you kind of attractive, because it's a mystery, and you leave people wondering about you. And with Ace of Swords, I think people see you as very smart, very you have a lot of ideas, I think, and you've shared some of your ideas, but maybe you haven't shared a lot about yourself, but you might talk passionately about your ideas, like book ideas, or ideas about philosophy, or ideas about religion. But yeah, I think people see you as someone with a lot of ideas, and a lot of smart ideas. But they might also, I think some people are a bit worried that you're a bit of a gossip, that you're drawing information about everyone so that you can use it in some way. And I don't think that's at all the case, but I think it's just a suspicion some people have about you, because they feel like, oh, there must be a reason why this person is collecting all this information. It must be because information is power to this person, and they are collecting it so that they can use it in some way. Because some people are not used to people just being curious and interested in other people. Some people feel like there must be a catch in everything, that no person is just naturally curious about other people, and it says more about them than it does about you, and you shouldn't take it personally, because it's not the truth. So but what makes group number 3 so attractive? King of Wands, which is King of Pentacles. And so I think people see you as I think some people see you as very well established, very successful. But I think people also see you as someone who comes from a very successful family, or well-established family. Some of you might have some family members, or one family member who's actually sort of famous in their field, at least. So there is something about you maybe having a last name that makes people wonder, like, if you're related to someone. So it could also be that you just have a last name that some famous person also has, and so that might be why people associate you with that person, even if you're not related to them at all. But there could also be something about your name being kind of attractive. Like, you might have a name that just that people associate with something attractive, or I don't know. But there's also there's a path here on this picture on the wine bottle, and so there is something about, maybe people find that you're headed to great success in the future, like you're on a great path, and maybe also that you're on a great career path, that you're heading somewhere. And I think people find that attractive. Also, maybe you might have a goal in mind, and you're very motivated to reach that goal, and I think people find it attractive that you're so dedicated to that goal, that you're not letting anything stop you or put you down or change your mind about going for some dream that you have. I think some of you are dreamers, like you dream big. You have big dreams about the future. You have big ambitions, and I think you have shared that with some people, and I think people find it very attractive that you have such big, ambitious dreams. And that you're so dedicated towards reaching them. So, but that's all I have for you, group number 3. I hope this reading was helpful. And if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 4. You chose this Yolanda tarot deck, and so I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle the cards for you. So, okay, group number 4. What's so attractive about group number 4? The people who will choose group number 4, what's so attractive about them? What do people find attractive about them? So there is something about your voice that came in rather quickly. I think some of you, like, I think you have a really, really attractive voice. I'm getting that, like, for some of you it might be angelic, but for others of you it could be more rough. But generally, I just think it's a voice that people find very attractive. You might be good at singing as well. And people find that really attractive. You might also play a musical instrument, and so music might be a big part of your life, and or you're very talented when it comes to music. You might also just be good at, like, making playlists and stuff like that, playing the right songs at the right time, like. When you have a party or something, you might be good at choosing the right music for the mood. You might also know a lot of unknown musicians, like musicians that no one knows about. Indie rock bands and stuff like that. Something that other people don't know a lot about. I'm also getting indie deck, like tarot decks. So some of you might be into tarot and reading tarot yourself, and you might have a collection of indie tarot decks, and I think people find that attractive, that you choose that you know a lot of just indie tarot decks or indie stuff, like, in general. I don't know. But I want to ask the cards what makes group number 4, what makes them so attractive? What's so attractive about group number 4? King of Wands reversed. I think you are very feminine. You have something very feminine about you, but I think you have something masculine about you as well. Because, like, But there's also something about, I was getting something about your hair before. I think some of you have like really long hair, and I think people find that really attractive, that you have so long hair. But I am getting something about you also being very independent. You're not afraid of following your intuition. You're not afraid of doing something that maybe other people don't believe in, like tarot, for instance. Like other people might criticize you for it, or might not understand your journey in all of this, but you stay true to yourself. You don't allow other people to get to you, like you don't allow their opinions to get to you. So I am getting this very independent energy where you're not taking any shit from anyone. You're following your own intuition and your own guidance, and you don't you're just a very independent energy here. Group number 4. I'm also getting like a boss bitch vibe here, where maybe you're your own boss, or something, where like you work, you do something where you get to be your own boss. You get to be the one in charge, and yeah, an independent energy. Ace of Pentacles. I think people see you as someone who's going to make a lot of money in the future, someone who's on the right path when it comes to like money. Like you might have proven to other people that, like, even those who don't believe in what you do, you might have proven them otherwise, because you've actually made a quite decent amount of money out of doing whatever you're doing. And so I think people have gained some respect for you because they know that you can actually make money out of whatever you're doing. So I think people find it attractive that you're actually making a lot of money, or you're about to, or you're starting a business that could potentially make you a lot of success in the future. And so I think people are very attracted to you, like career-wise. They see you as very accomplished, well accomplished, but also brave in whatever you're doing. Like, so I think people find that attractive. With the Strength card here, I think people find it attractive that you have such strength in your beliefs. Like, you believe so much in whatever you're doing, that you don't allow anyone to change your mind about it. So I am getting that you're very strong in your beliefs in whatever you're doing, but also in yourself. Like you have a lot of self-confidence. You know your worth. You know that what you're doing, like, you have a strong belief in what you're, in who you are and what you stand for. And yeah. But I'm also getting, like, physically, I think people are also attracted to the fact that you're strong physically. Like, so some of you might be a bit on the athletic side, but maybe if you're not athletic, you might just be naturally skinny. But people assume that you work out a lot because you're skinny. but maybe you don't. But I think people see you as like healthy and strong. But also rather skinny, but maybe it's only for a few of you, but there could also be something about you being quite tall. But also that you're good at taming people. Like when people come at you and attack you, you always have a good comeback to make them to tame them, to make them stop attack you. Like you have I think you have some certain, you have a way to talk back at the people attacking you, and you have a good comeback to everything. Like if someone says something to you, you're very quick to respond, and your response is always very like checkmate. Like you can checkmate people. Like you always know just the right thing to say to people to make them shut up. And I think people respect that about you. They respect that it's so obvious that nothing breaks you down. Like nothing anyone can say to you will actually break you, because you're very strong in your belief in yourself and what you stand for. And I think people find that attractive, that you're you can stand up for yourself. You're not afraid of standing up for yourself, and you're not afraid of appearing strong and respectful and honorable, and like you have some kind of strength to you, where you appear to others as maybe even like a bit stone-faced, like nothing gets to you. Like you have also, you might have a good poker face. Like it's very obvious on your face that nothing anyone is saying is actually getting to you. Like you don't tear up if someone says something mean to you. So I think people feel like when they attack you, they hit a wall. Like there is no way they can get to you. And I think people find that really attractive. They see you as very strong, very powerful, and someone who is very likely to get somewhere in life. Like because you have that bravery and strength that can really take you very far in life, and confidence as well. Like with the Wheel of Fortune, I think people also people might be kind of intrigued by the fact that you they never know what to expect from you. I think there is a part of you that's like you have different sides to your personality, and it is kind of like a lottery. Like people never know what they'll get. Like they know or the Wheel of Fortune, like they never know where like they spin the wheel and they don't know where the wheel will land. And so I am getting that like sometimes you can be very very cute and sweet and kind and very like honey sweet. And then at other times you can be kind of I'm getting some Scorpio energy here. I'm sorry if that offends you, but I'm getting this, that you have this sting to you, where you can sting, where you can be sweet as honey, and then if someone attacks you, you sting. Like you're really. So there's also something about you maybe like. You're maybe a bit defensive, like you're really sweet and kind to people, but whenever you're in defense, you can be very cutthroat, and you can be very punchy and very like you mean business. Like your eye color might even change, and you might get like completely black eyes, and people might get a bit intimidated by you sometimes when you're in defense, like when you have to defend yourself. But yeah, but I think people find it attractive as well. So because there is something mysterious about you. You have a duality to your personality. Sometimes that part of you, the lion inside you, comes out, and sometimes it's resting and sleeping. Like it's a bear, like a sleeping bear that sometimes comes up, and some people might want to poke the bear just to see if they can get it out of you, and so you might have noticed people provoking you, and maybe they do it on purpose just to see if they can get that bear reaction from you, because usually the bear is sleeping, but some people like to poke it to see if they can wake it up, but yeah. But I guess that's all I have for you, group number 4. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 5. You chose this Hermetic Tarot deck, and I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle the cards for you. So, okay, group number 5. Group number 5, group number 5. What's so attractive about group number 5? What makes group number 5 attractive? What makes the people who will choose group number 5 so attractive to other people? What do people find attractive about them? There is something about playfulness. I think some of you might have something where you're very playful. You're not afraid of appearing maybe a bit goofy at times. You might also like to say some jokes that are maybe kind of ridiculous or absurd or random. Like you might say a lot of random things just for the fun of it, like shower thoughts. Some random shit you thought about in the shower, or like, I don't know, but I think there is something about playfulness, being that you're not you're probably also like playful to other people, like you're not afraid of making practical jokes on other people, like making fun of other people, poking at other people. Yeah, I'm getting sorry if you hate me for saying this, but I am getting kind of this Khloe Kardashian vibe. I know we all hate the Kardashians and all of that, but it's more the playfulness I'm picking up on that vibe, that playful vibe, where you're not afraid of like of also like touching other people, like and in a playful way, where you're not afraid of physical contact, you're not afraid of getting physical in your jokes and in being in your practical jokes, and and I think people find that really attractive, that you're that you are so playful. 9 of Pentacles. So I'm also getting that people find you very independent. They see you as someone who can stick up for themselves, who, like, people also see you as someone who doesn't really even need like a love partner. Like, you have enough in yourself. Like, you don't need anything from anyone, because you're not that helpless person who's always calling people asking for help, or like you can provide for yourself. You can do everything on your own. You don't need anyone. Like, you've probably never asked anyone for help with your homework, like, because you've always been able to take care of everything on your own. And so I think people see you as a very independent person, very but I think people also see you as someone who has a lot of money, but maybe you don't. But I think people see you as someone who comes from wealth, even if you don't come from wealth. But you might dress in a certain way where people believe that you are wealthy because of the way you dress, and maybe you buy all your clothes in on sales, or in thrift shops, or like, but you appear very wealthy to other people. People see you as someone who is very well accomplished, very successful, because of the way you dress, but also because of the vibe that you give. Like, you give a very respectful vibe. Like, you but there is also something about your family here, where that's also the Kardashian thing, the vibe I was picking up on before. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe some people see you as someone who comes from like a wealthy family, who come and maybe a very a very successful family. So maybe there's someone in your family who's famous in some way, or I don't know. But I am getting something about material gain here. So there could also be something about you maybe coming from nothing and gaining all of your success on your own. But that's kind of the opposite of what I said before. But it could be both scenarios for different of people, different scenarios for different people. Here, there could be 2 types of people here, but 10 of Swords, Lord of Ruin. So there is something about like people people acknowledge that you've been through a lot in your life. So there is something about something in your past that was difficult. So you have been through something, but you've managed to get past it. So I think people find it very attractive that you have some baggage, that everything hasn't been completely easy for you. Like there are difficulties that you've had to overcome, and I think people see you as someone who has had a lot of experiences and who has learned a lot from all of these experiences. And so I think people see you as a strong person because of your past, because you've been through something difficult. But yeah, what do people find attractive about group number 5? Okay, the Tower here. So there is definitely something you went through, maybe recently, like a very difficult breakup, or a very difficult time in your life, maybe a depression, or a loss in your life, or an accident, or some kind of thing that was very traumatic for you, that you had to overcome. And I think people are very impressed with the fact that you are that you're still standing tall and standing strong after all of this, that you haven't let it like ruin you. So yeah, there is definitely something about strength. Like people are attracted to the strength that you have, that you can overcome anything that gets thrown at you. And people are just attracted to the fact that you have layers. Like you, it makes you layered, that you've been through hell and back. Like it gives you layers. It makes you deep. There are depth to your personality, because of all this darkness, because of all these difficult things. But maybe also the fact that, like, maybe you have a very optimistic way of looking at the darkness that you've experienced in your life. Maybe you have this positive outlook where you see it as like things that were meant to happen. That it was like if you went through a very difficult relationship that might have been abusive, then you might see it as a karmic relationship, that it was something where you had to learn something from this horrible experience, that it changed you as a person and it made you into a better person because you had to overcome such hardship. And so I think people find it attractive that you can change something extremely negative into a positive, and look at the bright side of life. And with the Lovers reversed, I think people find it attractive that you're cautious when it comes to love. And that's kind of like, it's a weird thing, but I think people might be attracted to it in the same way that people are attracted to like when we play hard to get. Like people are attracted to people who are not attracted to them. And so if you've given off this vibe that you're not interested in love, that love is not for you, that's something that that's a chapter that you've completely closed off. You don't want anything to do with love anymore because you've been hurt in the past and you don't want to get to experience that again or something like that. Then people want you even more because now they can't get you, and then you become even more interesting because now it's a challenge. And so I think people see you as kind of a challenge because you play hard to get, and maybe you don't play it, maybe you just genuinely feel like, oh, I don't want love in my life, I just want to focus on other things that matter even more to me right now, like maybe my family or my career or something like that. And I think it makes you even more attractive when you have closed off to love. So yeah. But what do people find attractive about group number 5? 5 of Swords reversed. So I do think that like people find it attractive that you have, again, that you've been through something, but you've overcome something very traumatic. But I'm also getting that people see you as someone who would never put other people through the same that you've been through. So I think people see you as someone who would never hurt them because you have experienced hurt yourself and you don't want other people to go through the same. But I'm also getting a lot about empathy. Like I think people see you as a very empathetic person. Like you understand people on a deeper level because you've been through the same as many people. Like you can connect very deeply with people because you have been through so much in your life. And yeah, I think people are very attracted to your empathy. And yeah, but I guess that's all I have for you, group number 5. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 6. You chose this Dark Sun, the deck, playing card deck. So I will start with some channeling and then I will shuffle the cards for you. Group number 6. So the people who will choose group number 6, what do people find attractive about group number 6? What's so attractive about group number 6? Okay, so I am getting something about your chest area being very something that's very attractive to people, and your breasts. But yeah, that's kind of something that's coming in quite strongly. Okay, so here Ace of Pentacles reversed. So it also says hate, but it's and it's reversed. So I think people see you as someone who's like, people find it attractive that you don't hate on people. Like you're not you're not contributing to the hate in the world. Like you have a very tolerant way of, like, when you meet people with like respect and tolerance. and like you might make jokes about people, and you might make even hateful jokes about people, but you do it in a way where you managed to seal the hate so that it doesn't actually sound hateful, or it doesn't feel hateful. Like you can conceal it. Like even if you say something hateful, you can conceal it in a way where people actually just finds it funny, or even just yeah. I think you're also good at taking. There might be some situations where someone says something hateful, like, and you can make it not seem that hateful. Like you can. There's also something diplomatic about you where you can, like, if there's I'm really bad at explaining this, but yeah, but you can maneuver people into like you can address a situation. Like if you feel like a situation is about to like you can sense if there's about to be an argument around you. Like you can sense if someone is about to get into a fight, and then you can sort of address the situation before it turns into a fight, and like sort it out, and like make people less angry at each other, and like try to maneuver people into believing that, oh, they didn't have bad intentions when they said that. It was just a joke. They didn't really mean that. They just said it. They meant something completely different than they said. So I think there is something very diplomatic about you, and I think people find it very attractive that you can sort of maneuver people and make them and you can you have control over the situation, and you're very diplomatic. So group number 6. What's so attractive about you, group number 6? Group number 6. So with the 10 of cups, it says God. So you could be religious. There could be something about you being religious here, or there could also be something about you sometimes playing God, not in that sense, but that you're kind of micromanaging things. Like you're maybe sometimes you might put your nose into like things that where like your nose doesn't belong. Like you might get tangled into some situations where you're really not a part of it. Like you should have like just stayed out of it. But I think people find it attractive anyways. People like that you meddle sometimes, even though meddling is of course something that is kind of a negative thing. But I think sometimes people enjoy that you meddle and yeah. But with the 10 of Cups as well, I think people see you as very caring, and like you care about people, and that's also why you meddle. That's why you have this diplomatic thing where you get involved in things that you probably shouldn't get involved in. It's because you really want everyone to be friends. You want everyone to feel good. You want everything to be at peace. You don't want the situation to become aggressive or become volcanic. Like you want everything to just stay the same. Like everything just has to be in status quo, and you don't want people to get angry at each other and killing the mood, really. So you just want people to be friends and have a nice time together and have a beer and talk it out in a friendly way and find a solution without it actually having to become a big thing. Yeah, with two of with Two of Cups, I think people are attracted to the fact that you might be. There are two things here where I think people are very sexually attracted to you. People fantasize about doing things to you, and that's only natural. But so I am getting that people find you just sexually very attractive. You're hot, sexy. But you're also someone that people want to. There is something about you where people want to please you. Like people want to give you pleasure. They sort of want to make you happy, and so it makes me think that maybe you are the type who's, like I said before, very caring, and like you want everyone to feel good, and you want everyone to have a nice time, and you're in a way often thinking of other people and not necessarily thinking of yourself. And so I think many people want to like give you pleasure and like make it about you, and that's very positive. That's but like I think people see it as like you deserve someone to come in and give you pleasure and make sure that you're okay, so that like, and make it the other way around where you're the one being taken care of, because that's what you deserve. And I agree with that, of course. So, but what makes group number 6? But there's also something about you, maybe people might have this idea about you that you also that you can I don't know why, but people might get some dominatrix vibes from you, where they might see you as someone who can take charge, in the bedroom, like you can be controlling, and maybe they have this idea of you maybe being controlling in the bedroom, and that's something many people find attractive. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you, group number 6. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 7. You chose this Miss Cleo's tarot deck, and I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle the cards for you. So, okay, group number 7. Group number 7. What's so attractive about group number 7? I am getting something about brown colors, or like colors like tan and beige. So maybe you wear a lot of brown, beige, tan colors. And I think people find that really attractive. That you maybe also autumn colors. I am getting a very sophisticated look, like you wear some sophisticated clothes, very fancy but also very stylish, very maybe turtlenecks. Maybe pants that are like maybe brownish pants that are like Scotch with like Scotch pattern on them or something. But I am getting that it's like people like the way you dress. With 5 of coins here, there is something about you being a bit of an outsider, like you. But there's also something about you not being afraid of being alone. Like you're not afraid of doing things alone. You're very independent. You're not afraid of going to a party alone, while some other people might fear that a lot because they are afraid that they will get seen walking alone, and then people will instantly think that they are losers because they are alone or something. But you don't have that, like you, and people never think of you like as a loser because you're alone. I think people really admire that about you, that you're not afraid of being alone and walking alone and sitting alone and doing stuff on your own. And it's no one thinks that it's because you don't have any friends, because like most people just think that it's because you are very independent and you don't need other people to make you feel confident and secure. Like you're very secure in yourself and confident in yourself, and so you're not afraid of turning up on your own to a party, or sitting at a common area with a book and reading it like in public alone, or eating in public alone, or like I'm just getting that people find it really attractive that you're so independent and you don't have those insecurities, and yeah. So group number 7. Group number 7. What makes group number 7 so attractive? There is something about eye makeup. I think some of you might use some eye makeup where like you might make cat eyes or something. And I think people find that really attractive. I think you're really good at applying makeup. People are just really like into the way you look. Like you have some kind of way of dressing and like making an outfit and like makeup and like everything just feel a certain way. Like it's like you can create a feeling or something with your look. Like it's more a vibe than the actual way you look. It's more like you can capture something with your look, where you can capture a feeling. You can capture some kind of nostalgia as well. Like people feel a certain way when they see you. Like you remind them of something, but they can't really put a finger on what it is. But it's just that like you can create some kind of something. It's very hard to explain because there is really no word for it, but like it's just you create a vibe to people where yeah. But you can also like take a look, like you can put an outfit together where you can replicate another person's outfit, and you can like wear the completely same, and you can wear your makeup the same way, and you can wear your hair the same way. But for some reason, when you do it, it creates a different feeling. To like people feel a different way when you do it. Like you. It's yeah. People see you as very unique. Like people see you as like you stand out, even if you dress like very normally. There is something about you that just makes you stand out anyways. And I'm also getting a very collegey university vibe here, where you might dress a bit like someone who studies in the university. And I know that's like there is no one type who studies in the university, but you might have that, like maybe the round glasses and the turtleneck and the Scotch patterned pants and like the whole vibe, like where you give off some kind of university vibe for some reason. I don't know. You might also have some tattoos or yeah. But with the 8 of coins, you might have some tattoos of like something from something nostalgic, like something from a video game or something from a TV show that was popular like a long time ago, or like a children's TV show, something where like when people see this tattoo, it gives them like instant nostalgia. With the 8 of coins, I think there's also something about you, like people find it really attractive that you're a hard worker, and maybe people see you read a lot. Like if you're studying, people might see you study a lot. Like maybe you study in the common area in your university, and people see you there a lot, and they assume that you're studying a lot because you're always reading, and like, I think people see you as someone who works really hard and who makes an effort, and yeah. Group number 7, what makes group number 7 really attractive? Ace of Cups. I think there's also something about you being maybe a bit of a daydreamer. You might daydream a lot. You might have like sometimes people might see you zone out, or being in the zone. Like when you're reading, you might get completely captivated by the book that you're reading, and so you don't acknowledge anything happening around you. Or like you might have that thing where you sometimes just your head is just somewhere else, and you just completely like you might stare blankly out in the room sometimes, and like people might try to like get your attention, like, but it might be hard for them to get your attention because you're so far away. So yeah, maybe I think people find that attractive, that you're a daydreamer, that you're that it's so obvious that sometimes your head is somewhere else and you're thinking about something. And some people might also think that you're thinking about something really deep, like, and maybe you're not. Maybe you're just thinking of like what you're going to eat for dinner or something. But people think, oh, that person is just having some really deep thoughts right now. They are probably thinking of the whole world situation, or some brilliant philosophy, or some brilliant theory about life or something, but you're just really just thinking about My Little Pony or something. And it's but yeah, with the King of Swords reversed, there might have been something where you turned someone down. Like there might have been someone in the past who made a move on you, and you rejected them for some reason. Maybe they weren't your type, or you were just not interested at the moment. And I think people just got like really a lot of respect for you because you turned them down. And maybe this person was someone no one would have turned down. I know that's kind of like putting it on the edge here, but because like there's no person where no one would have turned them down, but like you might have turned someone down who was maybe very popular and very good looking, and other people might, like, this person might have had like a fan base or people looking up to them, and so when you rejected them, like people around you might, I think people around you found you really attractive because you turned them down for some reason. I don't know why people found that attractive, but I think they just thought, oh, like this person really has like mad self-worth here, where that's kind of interesting, like, and that's something they want to look into, because like or something, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you, group number 7. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.